All right. So, I'm Elizabeth Arellano, and I am doing my TED Talk on sleep and sleep deprivation, thus guide to getting sleep in college. So I want to start off by asking, by a show of hands, how many of you have had to sacrifice sleep in order to do a project, essay, a test, or work, like working in the lab? Yes, I would imagine all of you have. So a little bit of background about why I chose this was because a lot of you know, so as Dr. Chamberlain said, I am extremely sleep deprived. And for good reason too. It's all towards my goal to become a doctor. So on the right is my schedule, and well, I guess it's your left. And it's extremely busy. I work 4 jobs on top of being a full-time student, and I play lacrosse. So it's a lot to build into a day, and 24 hours is frankly hard to fit all of that in. And then on the left is a picture of me sleeping in my car during spring break because I had to work till 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I had a lacrosse tournament at 6 in the morning. So, and then I just slept in between my games, and then I went back to the work at the hospital after that. So that was my spring break. So Dr. Chamberlain asked me to plot my sleep schedule, and so I did it for a few weeks, or for a couple weeks, I guess. And so as you can see, it kind of varies a lot. So there's a couple points where it hits like 6, and that's a good night's rest to me. And then there's 2 hours of sleep where it plummets down to 2, which is really sad. But the main point is that it fluctuates a lot. And even though I am an extreme example of this, I know I'm not the only person that fluctuates with sleep a lot. And so there's a study that was done in Taiwan for college students, and they tested 30 different students' sleep schedules and to see how it affected their academic life as well. And so what they found was that I think it was like 95% of the students had irregular sleep schedules because of with exams coming up, you're going to sleep a couple hours just to study more for the exam. Or if you have an essay due, you're going to sacrifice sleep to go do that essay. They also had insufficient sleep, so a lot of them didn't sleep as much as they should. They also had poor sleep habits, such as alcohol usage, caffeine usage, and then even technology, which affected their sleep. And so what they found was some of these students had depression as effect of sleep. Their ability to learn and memorize decreased. They had a lot of difficulty concentrating, and they had a lot of inattention to tasks and or details. They had poorer performance on exams rather than the students who did sleep. They were falling asleep in class, which I do, and I apologize to those professors out there who I did fall asleep in class for. But overall, so they had a decrease in academic performance. So those couple hours that you spend trying to study for this exam actually affects the exam that you're about to take as well. And so then I looked at what are the long-term effects of this. So your life expectancy will probably decrease. And this is due to multiple things that you can get from sleep deprivation. So there's been multiple studies done trying to see like what are these effects. And so one is diabetes, type 2 diabetes you can get from sleep deprivation, cancer, mental health. So like I said, depression was on the last one, but anxiety, bipolar disorder was also one of them. And then lowered immunity. So you get sick more often, which I do get sick more often. And then so mood disorders go with the anxiety and the depression. Heart disease and hypertension. So hypertension actually increases your risk for a ton of different things. So like heart attacks and coronary artery disease. And then obesity, which also increases your risk for a lot of other things. So that was not good in sleep deprivation. So then now I'm going to go into the basics of sleep. So circadian rhythms are the 24-hour clock that determines like when we fall asleep, when we wake up, when we eat, And it's kind of based off of external cues. So it's not entirely solely on these external cues, but these external cues do have a lot of effect into when we go to sleep. And so one point is at 9 p.m., so this is a regular person's sleep schedule, is the melatonin